shouldn't have that lying around. You caught me. Hey, it's a dog. What are you doing there? Hey, what's up, y'all? Less than 20, I can't do math, but 3 minus 21. So 21 hours from now, I'll be going live on this event. If you haven't heard, I'm in room 2. So we don't get publicized as much as the room 1 people. We're not on the main stage of the Lollapalooza event. We are on the back. We're on the side stage. If you haven't registered, please do so. You'd think I'd have this link handy by now, but I don't. I gotta always dig for it. But I'll be doing about 10 or 15 minutes of introductions about who I am and why I'm the greatest. I might just go 40 minutes about how awesome I am and all my amazing calls with the Qs and the diamonds and the Obama Shamalama Ding Dong rally and how VWAP became how I trade intraday and how it's morphed the way I look at these trades, how we've got 12 for 12 so far on the trade that we look for setting up. I don't exactly know what direction I'm going to go in. I'll do it off the top of my head like I do it all the time. But my link to present, 55 minutes. All right. Yeah. Oh, by the way, to my man Green Mountain, when I said 3-week trial and a class for $997, not $7. But I appreciate your email. Come and hang out for 3 weeks. Maybe I can make you $990 so you could put that towards the $7 that you were going to pay and add the $990. Because if you were in space this whole time, you'd already be halfway there or more than halfway there or all the way there, depending on your size. This all started out, we bought the stock at $10.50 and 11, and then we started buying $10 options going out to January 2021 for $3. I figured here's a cheap way to own the stock, and if the stock goes to 0, at least I'm only going to be out these 3 points. Now, normally 20%, actually, let me ask this question before I say something. If you make 20% on a stock or an investment of any kind, really, right? 20% in a year is generally a good trade or a good investment, right? So now we've got a stock that's up 80% in the last 4 weeks. What are you supposed to do, right? And this is where the Tesla and the Beyond Meat come into play, right? You get a stock. I get it. We're doing well with it. But you have to sell to make money. I sold some at 15, some again at 15 when it didn't break 16 that first time. And then today at 17.50, that was the target. That was my target for pretty much the end of the year. And here it is 5 days later. So this is a tough market to sell anything in, but I want to be in cash right now because every once in a while you tend to chase something like Alibaba at 230. You guys bought it above 230. You're sitting there now with a small loss. I think if you're going to trade this market on the long side, you should be prepared. Sorry, if you're going to swing trade or invest, I would be prepared to hold on forever. If that's your attitude, then you can't go wrong unless you're buying some worthless pump and dump. And speaking of pump and dumps, NVAX, unbelievable, pumped. Looked like it was dumping, and then it came back and got pumped again to $10. Unbelievable stuff. But speaking of pump and dumps, we had the AXSM, which turned out to be a $100 stock from $1. Didn't hold it the whole time. I'm not implying it did. We also had the CCXI in there, right? And then we had what we're in now is the AUPH. Now, I dumped it today. This is the first week I'm starting to see the consolidation leading to a downtrend instead of consolidation leading to an uptrend. Last week was the first week that we didn't break new highs. I dumped most of everything I own today except for space. I got no more AUPH. I got no more INSG. INSG is at my 3-year target already. I thought, the stock would be 750 maybe this year, maybe get to 10 in the next couple of years. And here it is at $10 already. So again, INSG, we're done. AUPH done. Twitter done. Funko done. AAOI done. Bed Bath & Beyond done. US Steel under 10, pretty much done. That was a great short. from 12.50, got the $10. Still think it's going to 5, but we'll wait till earnings come out on that one. And yeah, that's about it. So now going back to the trades that work really well, UAL today, TAL, and HAL, which is probably the strangest day I've ever had in my life trading. I have never traded. I only did 3 trades today, except for selling out of my positions. My day trades were HAL, TAL, and YAL. What the fuck chances is that? What are the odds that I'd be trading 3 stocks, HAL, TAL, and YAL? Or YAL, or whoever you want to pronounce UAL. The chances of that symmetry, I would say, are 1 billion to 1. And that was with the 3 stocks I traded today. Unbelievable. HAL earnings report, gap down, went green through the whole number. Wasn't an amazing payday, but we got our 28 cents out of it. You know, depending on how many shares you had, that's a day's pay right there. TAL, gapping down. Never heard of TAL before. Gapping down on earnings, broke over the VWAP, went through the $50 spot, got in at some at 50, sold it pretty quickly at 50.25, got back in at 51.50, and then held it for 5.5 hours as it did absolutely nothing. And then finally I got, I bought more at 52, and then I wound up getting stopped out of the whole thing. I sold some at 52.12 and 51.90. It was pretty much a waste of my time for the last 4 hours of the day on that one. But then you had UAL at the end of the day, breaking out of the bottom range at 82, 83, 80, 45. I forgot whatever the whole number was. I think it was 85, and it rallied back to the VWAP, and that was the entire day for me. Other than that, it was just another typical day where you felt like the market wanted to go down big. We have reasons for the market to go down big, but that's why we're not going to go down big. And let me explain one more time. This is my free tidbit of information that's been keeping me, bullish. What I've noticed is if the sell-off has a name, if it's the N1R1 sell-off, if it's the Brexit sell-off, if it's the Asian contagion, if it's whatever the case may be, there's a name to the sell-off. When we're selling off and there's no reason, that's going to be the real sell-off. So when the UVXY starts to spike, and again, we haven't had UVXY and US Steel open up at the same time ever. That's going to be one of the warning signs too. When US Steel rallies and UVXY is green simultaneously and close green, that'll be one of the warning signs. We've had some dash for trash again, doesn't even matter. But every time we've had a sell-off, there has been an event attached to it, right? Iran, North Korea, tariff, China, more tariffs, China, Trump, tweet, Trump, tariffs, Iran, rockets, North Korea. And now we've got a new disease that's going to spread around the world and melt our fucking faces right off our skulls. Ebola. We had space flu, dog flu, pigeon flu, bird flu, swine flu. We've had every kind of flu. And once again, as you know, we consistently hit new highs on the market all the time. So let me get you that link if I haven't got it yet, because I'm pretty stupid. Come on, let me get there. So I'll be going on at 4 o'clock. Tune in before that. I keep burying this email. I don't know why. Where is it? There it is, you dummy. Maybe I should just copy and paste it on my... Well, now it's too late, but there it is. There it is. If anybody hasn't got it yet. So sign up. You'll get an email tomorrow about when I go live, I think, with a direct link, I hope. Or it's 4 o'clock, room 2, once you get the app. Or I believe you can go on your PC and listen to it. So that's about it. More short squeezes, I would think part of this move in space has been a short squeeze. People trying to time it when it's going to stop going up. Obviously, Tesla being squeezed again. Beyond Meat, if you haven't noticed, those two run together. Once again, an indictment on the entire market. Because again, if you think that the business models of either one of those companies, as much as I love Tesla, or I don't love Beyond Meat, obviously, I think eventually it goes back to $50 a share, but who cares at this point? The business model, the E in the earnings per share, nothing happened at either one of those companies yesterday into today to warrant a rise of billions and billions of dollars of market cap. Nothing's changed in the last 3 months in Tesla. Sure, they've turned a profit, but nothing as dramatic as a $500 billion market cap. The market's insane right now. And as long as the insanity keeps on going, I'm not going to say it's not. But there will be a day where the UVXY starts to go up inexplicably, and the market will start selling off organically on its own without an event. And at the end of the day, they won't be naming it on CNBC or Fox Business or whichever news aggregation company you listen to. And that'll be it. I think we're good till April when people tax selling, let's call it, right? If you're sitting with some, monster gains that you got to pay taxes on, you got to sell something to pay your taxes. So maybe we get some selling in April, but that'll be a Dow, 31,000 by then, 32,000, 38,000, 50,000, who knows? But right now, what you're seeing in Netflix, I think, is what you're going to see a lot of. Just a consolidation move after the numbers come out, because a lot of these stocks have run so amazingly into the report. So once again, the shorters are retarded and stupid. I know, speak from the heart. I know about it. We're thinking, as a shorter, all right, the numbers are baked in. It's time to get short, because when the numbers come out, they're going to sell these things off. So that was happening in Netflix. But just like the market, once you stay short for just a little bit too long, you get hammered, and the stock bounces 20 points in your face, and all that money that you might have been sitting with on the short side is lost. And by the way, if you were buying options on Netflix, everybody's a loser tomorrow, except the guys that were selling premium. Do not buy options going into the earnings reports, especially going into the earnings reports now, where everything's at such a high, elevated level. You might get one right, but imagine the guys that are buying Tesla options right now. Let's see where they went out, assuming you went and bought at the monies, right? Netflix went out today at $350. No, that's not the closing price. Closing price on Netflix was $338.11. So let's go see what the 340 calls cost going into this report with just a week to go. Near date, 340s. You paid not so bad. You only paid $13.85. But these will be, worth about $7 or $8 tomorrow. If you bought those puts for $15 or slightly out of the money, saying for $15, pretty much going to be more or less worthless. What I'm going to look at to do in Tesla is, if it breaks 328, I'm going to be buying the 325 puts. If it breaks 352, I will be buying the 355 calls. And that's the way I'll trade it. So the upper range, there's some big numbers in the middle there, which I might do something beforehand. But I will be looking to short IBM. I don't remember the last time IBM held a gap on an upside move. This stock is notoriously just dead, and most gaps are sold. It has sold off 3 points of the gap already, hit 147 in the aftermarket. So, but the key number tomorrow for Netflix there was a lot of volume at 338. Let's call it 338. So tomorrow, I think that price is going to be hit. So if we're above 338 at the open, I would not be surprised to see it retrace to 338. We open up down below 338, I wouldn't be surprised to get a move back up to 338, and that's when the stock will make its choice of how it wants to follow through tomorrow. And all that being said, space. I know it's up 80%, but you have to buy it. Space. They're sending people to space. People are going to space. What up, Biddy Man? Space, people. They're going to space. You get to buy a ticket and you get blasted off into space. Like whatever that guy's name was when he was saying space in Armageddon. He's like, this is just space. This is even outer space. I'm 100% nervous right now. Or maybe I'm 80% nervous, 20% excited. Or maybe I'm 50% excited. That's the point. This is so intense, I don't know how I'm feeling. Whatever that guy's name was, Owen Wilson or something. And then you had Steve Buscemi. Space dementia. Anyway, this stock is like space dementia. I mean, my target for the end of the year was 1750. And you're here 3 days later. It's not supposed to work that way. What's up, man? Come on back, brother. Earnings season has just begun. We're 11 for 11 on the earnings. 11 for 11 on the earnings. So anyway, like I said, I've dumped most of my portfolio today, not because of SARS or bird flu or whatever it is. I want to be prepared, liquid. I don't want to have to come in, like my buddy came in with the LK today, LK getting smoked. And, your Chinese stocks, now you're nervous. Now you're sitting there. You don't want to dump it because a week later it's going to be higher, but you can't. You don't want to own it because it keeps going down. It's a tough situation to try to separate yourself from the market that seems to only go up, to the swing trades that don't seem to always go up, to your investments. Right now, earnings season is afoot. We are 11 for 11 on the range break reversals using the VWAP and the multi-day VWAP right now. And some of these trades, again, you're getting your 80 cents on a Schlumberger. You got $2 out of a TAL today. So anyway, the trades today were HAL, TAL, and YAL, which was just a weird day, almost to the point where I never want to trade ever again. Oh, say that every day. I say it every day. I'm never trading ever again. But UAL, phenomenal stuff. Tomorrow I'll be talking about the UAL trade because the UAL trade is the original VWAP reversion trade that I was taught by my master, Zach Hurwitz, if you're out there. Hi, Zach. Remember, I'm just Darth Vader in this VWAP universe. There's Brian Shannon, who is the emperor. Sorry, I guess who's on top of the emperor? There's always the one guy. Brian Shannon is the master, I guess. Zach Hurwitz would be the emperor. I'm just Darth Vader. And everybody else is the Sith Lords and, that kind of thing. But my guy, who I've been training, is now, I'm almost being demoted. I might be just a Sith Lord soon. He is Darth Vader. But what's amazing about the multi-day VWAP right now is that it's giving us these great swing trades. Now, I know I mentioned not Beyond Meat, but Uber for the past couple of weeks. And here's one of those situations. I get a call, thanks for the Uber idea, right? And I appreciate a lot of people that when they send me an email about how I got them into the stock. And this is where that whole conversation was about whether if I'm in it or not. I missed this entire move because if the stock gaps up like space, the reason I didn't add to it because it keeps gapping up. I mean, thank God I got some of it, but it keeps gapping up. I don't buy gap ups. I don't like to buy into artificial strength. I need the stock to open up weak, show me the strength, and then I'm getting involved. So Uber, it gaps up just enough to keep me out of the trade. And now it's gone up 4 points without me. And this would have been a pretty good trade because this was a lifetime VWAP trade, which you rarely don't see. The stock's only been out for 9 months now, right? So it's basically grabbing all the data from Uber from the day it opened till yesterday. And that gave us a $33.92. So when I got there, that was your buy. And then, when I got there, That was the area that we thought maybe there'd be some struggle. And yet you kind of hovered there for 3 or 4 days, but then you finally got over it. And today was your follow through. I don't see any reason that you don't keep buying Uber. You know, this has been a terrible IPO. All right. Terrible IPO that got completely washed out, downtrend for months, and then finally it capitulated at 25. You double bottom to 25.50. And that Neo, boy, oh boy, another one, right? I mean, there's no rest for these terrible stocks. Neo coming back. But I'm telling you, the worst of the worst, and it's not done going down, is U.S. Steel. So when U.S. Steel has a good day, that might be the end of the bull market. Because when the ninth circle of hell, the shittiest stock, and obviously by far, U.S. Steel, the shittiest stock that I know of, by far. I know there's other stocks, and there's pump and dumps, and there's some biotech stock that you got crushed on, but U.S. Steel, by far, the worst stock. By far, worst stock I've ever seen. Especially in what's supposedly a booming economy, an infrastructure story laid out there by the Trump administration, and nobody needs anything coming out of this company, laying off people, cutting the dividend, cutting the buyback. Stock's going to zero. It's going to zero. Now, I know there'll be a day where it hits $6 and pops 20%. Let's see when it happens. When it gets to $6, we'll see. All right? Oh, you bet you were saying the same thing when GE was at 5. No. Actually, when GE was hitting 5 when it was at 2008, that's when I said the bull market just began. When they thought GE was going out of business, that's when I actually became bullish. And I called the bottom before Mark Haynes. Anyway, it's not the same. This is not a panic sell on U.S. Steel. This has been a slow, bleeding, awful, getting the hell out, institutional selling. And it hasn't stopped. That's why when people say, oh, this is a great time to buy it. Why? Because the market's closed now and it stopped going down. It hasn't stopped going down yet. There's no reason to own it. You want to see a stock that stopped going down to buy? INSG at 450. Compare the chart of INSG when it hit 450 once, 450 twice, 550, it hit 450 37 different times and didn't break it. Then it came off the 450, tested it one more time just for good measure, and then started to take off. That's the bottom. Not a stock that stops going down for a day, goes up 3 cents the next day, and then starts to go back down again. It still hasn't found the bottom. There's no reason to be in it. Now, going back to some stocks that I sold out of, AUPH. We had our fun, made money on it, this last move, bought more at 20. So I decided, what, before this gets out of hand, I dumped AUPH today. Small loss on the last lot, but I think I'm going to be able to make this money back because if this stock breaks down tomorrow, if it goes through 19, there's no support between 1885 and 1750. And then schliggity ding dang, love you too, bro. Come on back, I'm waiting for you. I'm on live tomorrow, so go register for that event. AUPH, thinking about shorting this thing, as a matter of fact. Took the profit on Twitter. I'm just getting liquid. I still got the dividend playing. The dividend paying stock's still good. GGN and VGR. And obviously I still own Space. That's it. All right. And I'm growing the UVXY beard. And I'm either UVXY is going to go up 3 days in a row. I'm getting divorced because my wife hates any hair on my face. I'm not even shaving my head. I want to see if I could actually grow hair. I could grow hair back there, and there's little follicles still alive right here. I want to see if I could just get enough where I could comb it back or do something stupid with it. I don't know. It's the winter. Plus, I like this new hat. But yeah, it's just a phenomenal market. And again, the hardest part about this market is it seems like it never goes down until you own a stock. That's when it always goes down, right? except for space. Space. All right? I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'll remind you over here, 4 o'clock, room 2. I'm going to tear it up. So be there early in case I get the plug. You know, sometimes I say things that don't gel with the industry people. All right? I'll see you in the room. And again, not 7, $9.97, which is a great deal also. $9.97. 3 months of my time and a class and an options, and we're going to give you this super duper fantastic code. You can't beat it. If anyone's thinking about signing up, I'm not supposed to say this, but sign up today so I don't have to share the money. Next, if you sign up after today, I got to share the money with the guys that are doing all this promotion. Probably shouldn't say that, but it's true. $9.97. $9.97. Your half penny? Yeah, so anyway, space. Yeah, $17.50, man. How could you not sell? I mean, I got some left over. I'm not going to sell it. I will not sell it all until it breaks back under 15. But if it goes to 20 tomorrow, I mean, come on. What are you supposed to do here? 100% on your money in a week and a half? Stupid. Stupid. All right. I still like Uber. I think give me a reason. Give me a gap down on Uber, because once this thing gets over 38.40, I don't see any reason you're not at $41.30. So you got another 5 or 6 to go in Uber. Plus the shorts are on run. My favorite time to buy a stock. So much going on. I mean, Neo, man, that stock's fun to trade. You know, Rad's been all right still. A little squeezy action in there. You know what stock came back? SOLY has been fun. Jumama's back in play. That's been pretty cool. What else? Something new. I haven't traded UA. I never trade UAL. That was a good trade today. All right, I'm out of here. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. If not, tomorrow afternoon. If not, be there at 4 o'clock. And root me on. Come into the room, talk about how I changed your life. Without the Warlock, I never knew I could make money on options on a Friday. Without the Warlock, I would still be living in my mom's basement. And now I live in my grandmother's garage. All from him. All right. Oh, by the way, yeah, buy as much you guys as you possibly can also. Do you see that thing? Damn, bro. You guys. You see what I saved you from? There's a guy out there that wanted to put all his money in you guys in November, and I talked him out of it. So you owe me 140 grand right now, because you know what? You'd be down right now, right? You'd be down about 80 of the 140, and it's never coming back, ever. You guys. You guys is the UVXY of the nat gas world. Apparently, nat gas is free now, right? Why do I even pay heating bills? I don't get it. All right. I could talk forever. See you later. Have a great night. Be careful. Don't forget to tip your bartenders. Bye.